What is going on, DIYers? This is my take on the A-frame shop press. I needed a shop press that I could replace the wheel bearings on my travel trailer, and I thought about buying one from Harbor Freight, but the review saying that it is not stable, not even, or just a lot of people complain about it. I do have some steel in my little garage here, and I thought about making one, so this is it. I wanted to use the ball jacks that I have, like this one here. This is the pneumatic one. I also have a smaller one here, and I don't really need a heavy-duty shop press. It's just something that I could use, you know, to, let's say, I was replacing the wheel stud bolts or bolt or lug studs on my F-150 and my F-250, and this did the job. It measures 12 inches across. I am very limited on space, so I don't want it to make it too big. 12 inch, and I have about a working room of about, with this big bottle jack, I have about 5 inches of a working space. With a smaller one here, I would have about 10 inches of working space. These are 065 steel. And when I first built this, I first created the sides. I first tack welded this piece of metal here. And then this 1 inch by 2 inch piece of metal there, together with this piece of metal, and then with this metal next, and these two. After I tack welded everything, I added this piece of metal, which is, this one here is 12 inch. The 1 inch by 2 inch was probably 14 inch, or 16 inch, I'm sorry. So the 2 by 2 is 14 inch. After I welded or tack welded these two steel bars, I placed this steel bar right here so that it will be a lot more stable when I'm working on the rest of the parts here. After it was tack welded, before all this flat bar right here, I placed these two bars using a wood clamp, and then I tack welded this piece of bar right here. So that's about, it's 2 inch because this bar right here is 2 by 2. So just a little bit over 2 inch with this piece of steel. Then I placed this metal plate right here to prevent it from bending. This is an AR500 steel. I think any steel would work, but this one is one of my steel targets that I no longer use. So I place that there. And then I tried to reinforce it with this 1/2 inch by 1 inch steel bar. I believe this one is 14 inches long. After I created the reinforcements, I placed two of these 1 inch by 2 inch bars that measures in at 7 inch. So with this, I'll be able to remove this whenever, if I needed to, you know, for something else. I could adjust the height using a 14mm wrench right here to lower this down or raise it up. So after I welded that, I thought about having a plate over here on the bottom that I could attach something that I could easily remove, because like I said, with this limited space, sometimes you would work on something that it requires for this piece to come out. So I decided to have it removable. So this is a 1/4 inch steel plate by 4 inch, mild steel. And I welded this 1 inch steel bar, which is, this is 3 inch. which is sufficient enough to for me to work on something. I could also make a longer steel bar if I need to, or a little bit shorter. It depends on what job I'm trying to take on. But it is removable, and I can replace it or remove it whenever I want. With this here, if I don't want to use that, I could replace it with another jack. So since for this, I can use this. It's a pneumatic one, so I could speed up the process when I'm working on something here. So let's say I wanted to replace it with something else. Replace this smaller jack, and then all I gotta do is raise up the this bar so that, or I can just turn this. And then I could manually something here. I tried to remove the lug studs on a wheel spacer, and that took care of it without any effort. I don't want to hit it with a hammer to remove it or anything like that because it's made out of aluminum and I don't want something to break. So and then after everything was tack welded, and then added this flat bar right here, which is what is it, like a 1/8 by 1 inch flat bar, so that I could place something here nice and flat. I was worried about something that this would bend, but I put bead on every inch of this bar right here, and it's holding fine. I don't think it's going to bend unless otherwise I'm doing something that is, you know, any tougher than a light duty task. So, but this one will suffice. I don't know how much it cost me to build this, but it should be less than $100 if I really had to write everything down. It should be around, I don't know, 50 bucks. So the top is pretty much hollow. Place this little flat bar there, drilled the hole on it for this I think 5/16 threaded bar to go in. And I purchased this spring from Amazon. It cost 12 bucks. Other than that, it fits all the criteria that I wanted to build on, and yeah, it did the job, so I'm happy with it. Let me know what you think.